Have you ever wondered why you keep trying so hard, yet nothing seems to work? You stay up late, you wake up early, you work tirelessly for your dreams, for the things you believe are worth it. But it feels like the harder you try, the more exhausted you get. The more effort you put in, the further you seem to drift from what you truly want. And then, in a quiet moment, you find yourself asking, am I doing something wrong? We grew up surrounded by stories of perseverance. Since we were kids, everyone told us, just keep trying and you'll make it. We've heard it so many times that it became this universal truth. But here is what no one told us. If you're using the right key in the wrong lock, all you're going to get are bruised hands. Toxic persistence. It sounds strange, doesn't it? But it's a silent struggle that happens in so many of our lives. It's that feeling when you keep pushing yourself just because, well, I've already started. Even when your heart has lost its spark. It is when you stay in a relationship simply because I've tried too hard to walk away now. It's when you're terrified to stop because you think stopping means failing. But sometimes stopping is the bravest thing you can do. I once knew a friend who worked himself to complete exhaustion just to prove that. He was persistent. He used to say, if I quit now, all these years will mean nothing. But every single morning, he woke up with heavy eyes, and every night, he fell asleep feeling utterly empty. He didn't realize that he wasn't moving forward anymore. He was just running in circles, tired, drained, and filled with self-blame. That wasn't perseverance. That was imprisonment inside his own determination. We often admire people who never give up, but very few of us notice that never giving up and not knowing when to stop are two completely different things. A truly persistent person knows why they keep going. But someone trapped in toxic persistence only keeps going because they're afraid to admit, I might have been wrong. Here is something people rarely talk about. Failure isn't nearly as scary as going the wrong way for too long. Because when you keep walking in the wrong direction, you don't just lose time, you lose trust in yourself. You start doubting everything, your ability, your worth, your dreams. You might even start to believe the world is unfair, that success only comes to the lucky ones. But the problem isn't luck. The problem is that you never gave yourself permission to stop and ask, am I even going the right way? Toxic persistence doesn't hit you all at once. It creeps in through those small moments. It's born from the times you say, just a little more. From those nights you sit in front of your screen, completely exhausted, but too afraid to shut it off. From the times you bite your tongue and endure, because stopping might disappoint someone. Until one day, you wake up and realize you no longer even know what you're fighting for. Effort is a beautiful thing, but effort without meaning becomes self-punishment. It's like rowing a leaking boat. Instead of fixing the hole, you just decide to row faster. You're getting tired, but you tell yourself, if I just row hard enough, I'll eventually reach the shore. And then you realize your strength is gone, and the sea is endless. We always say, don't give up, but we rarely say, don't try the wrong way. The world doesn't reward blind effort. It rewards those who have the wisdom to stop, reflect, and adapt. Perseverance means knowing your destination and walking toward it, no matter how hard it gets. Toxic persistence means holding on to something just because you fear being seen as a quitter. But you have to remember this. No one else lives your life. No one else feels your exhaustion. Only you know how tired you really are. So if one day you feel completely worn out, it's okay. Sit down, breathe, and ask yourself, is what I'm fighting for still worth it? If your honest answer is I'm not sure, then maybe it's time to pause. Stopping doesn't mean giving up. Stopping means listening to your inner voice again. It is about checking whether the road you're on still leads where you actually want to go. Because sometimes we run so fast that we forget we've been lost for a long, long time. I've met people who lost themselves in the name of perseverance. They lost time, health, love, and joy all to hold on to something they once invested too much in. But life isn't a poker game where you have to keep betting just because you've already put money in the pot. Life is a journey. And sometimes taking a step back means opening a brighter, better path ahead. The world won't remember you for how long you tried, but for how wisely you lived. Some people reach their goals in just a few years, because they know when to speed up, when to rest, and when to change direction. Others spend their entire lives running, but never actually arrive anywhere. And if you're hearing this today, you're probably somewhere in between. You've tried. You've persevered. You've believed that not giving up will eventually fix everything. But you may have forgotten one simple truth. The world doesn't pay you for effort. It pays you for results. And results only come when you're moving in the right direction. Toxic persistence is the belief that as long as you keep walking, you'll get there. But sometimes, the path you're on leads nowhere. You don't need to walk faster. You just need to stop, look around, and ask, where am I going and why? Smart people aren't those who never get tired. They're the ones who rest at the right time, stop at the right moment, and move again with purpose. They know that true perseverance isn't about doing the same thing endlessly, but about staying committed to finding the right way to do it. So if you feel no joy, no energy, no passion in what you're doing, don't force yourself to push even harder. Give yourself permission to breathe, to rest, to reflect. Maybe, after that quiet pause, you'll realize that what you need isn't more effort, but a new direction. And that's not weakness, that's growth. That's the moment you finally understand that it's not about going endlessly forward, but about going the right way with peace in your heart. Remember, perseverance is a strength, but only when it's pointed in the right direction. Otherwise, it just becomes a heavy burden. The world is wide enough for you to start over, kind enough to let you change, and patient enough to wait while you find yourself again. So if today you feel lost, don't be afraid. It's okay. Pause, breathe, and ask yourself this: am I persevering? Or am I just hurting myself? When you find the courage to ask that question, you've already grown. And maybe, just maybe, you've started walking the right path again. The path of smart persistence, not toxic persistence. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this message resonated with you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Take care of yourself.